can come true, it can happen to you.
What you doing to me? You got me dreamy-eyed and mystified as I can be. Ooh, what you doing to me? You make me feel like I'm about to blow my T.O.P. Oh, what a wonderful thrill. The day you popped the question and I answered yes, I will.
Previously on Princess Diaries Bollywood Style, Rakhi Shah, former Miss India Kenya and editor for Samantha's Bridal and Asian Bride magazines, got officially engaged to her beloved Satwinder Bedi in a serene, exciting, out-of-Africa kind of setting. Later on, the two families set dates in accordance with the Hindu-Gujarati auspicious wedding dates prediction. The planning for the 3 weddings and the celebrations in between kicked off. Rupal Shah, Rakhi's middle sister, took center stage. Her main role was to make sure the princess got nothing but the best. From the several flower arrangements and unique setups for each occasion, to the invites and delivery, the parasols and the wine and dine for the first wedding, and finally the mock setup of the mandap, the meticulous Rupal kept on tour with her checklist. But as the D-Day drew close, the hands-on sister had finally to let go and hand over the plan into the experts' hands. Fast forward to present date, and in less than 48 hours, Rakhi will say I do to Sati in a garden setup civil wedding. As in the case of Princess Diaries Bollywood Style Part 3. Away from all the stress and anxiety synonymous with the preps, Rakhi is taking time off the hectic planning schedule for a much-needed treat at the spa.
When you come here, you just automatically switch off because you've got somebody professional looking after you, and somehow naturally you just switch off.
It is important, I think, to not just put that aside and say, okay, I'm not well, so I'm not coming.
Yes, I will. I've been shooting Roman candles up so everyone can see. Ooh, what you do.
If I could swap anything for these all the time, I would always be here, honestly speaking.
When you have a salon that's in a very quiet area, you're not worrying about where you've parked your car, is somebody going to, take something from it or whatever. You just relax, totally relax. It's just your time to unwind.
You are who you see sometimes, and if you feel good, you feel good on the outside as well.
Back home and feeling better, Rakhi can take the time to finish up on some of her paintings. Her family and friends are also gathered in her home, keeping her company before the D-Day.
I've got Catherine coming as well. She's coming to check in on me and see if I'm doing okay as a bride. Anything I should know, last minute tips. So we're having a great Indian meal today. We've got a couple of curries. So I'm looking forward to having a nice family meal. It will be one of my last family meals before I'm married. So it's a little emotional.
Throughout the weeks preceding the wedding, the family has been hosting family and friends for lunch and dinner at their home.
What you doing to me?
God forbid, I really miss my dad. I know I'm going to miss him a lot. But you know what? Life goes on, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lovely house and I'm going to make my own family. So I've always been pampered, I've always been looked after. I've never had to even lift a spoon. But mind you, being the youngest, I'm also quite mature because I've seen what the elder ones have done and they shouldn't be doing. So I've learnt a lot from them. And my parents have been absolutely amazing parents.
Just like many brides, leaving the comfort and security of their father's house can be quite emotional. And as the hour beckons for Rakhi, she can't help feeling both nostalgic and anxious.
I had the wedding coordinator and my friends that were out there, Catherine and all of them, they've called me and said, oh, you don't need to be worried. Everything's going very smoothly at the venue. So that makes me hushed inside.
Coming up on Princess Diaries Bollywood Style Part 3, the rains are pounding heavy and furious. Some vendors have forgotten their duties. And despite the weather, Raki is determined to have her dream parasol set up.
Hi, I am Masi Kathuri, a certified wedding planner. I recently graduated from the Wedding Members Business Academy. The certification has added a higher level of performance for myself, resulting into higher profits for my business. I have been able to learn what to charge my clients and what to be able to give back so that I can get more profits. The certification has also increased my peer recognition, knowing that they are dealing with a professional like themselves. It has also given me the self-confidence and credibility as I deal with my customers. And finally, it has increased my self-esteem, knowing that I am certified, I am properly trained, and I am different from others. This is a course I would strongly recommend to anyone intending to become an established wedding planner or anyone who is even a planner and would want to brush up their skills.
Call 0722-480068 or visit www.samanthasbridal.co.ke. October intake ongoing.
It's less than 24 hours to the civil registry garden wedding, and the bride is anxious. All along the week, the rains have been pouring with a vengeance.
Very anxious day today for me because it's been raining like mad for the last couple of weeks and it hasn't stopped at all.
Having always wished for coloured parasols in the hopefully sunny December function, the unpredictable season seems to be overwhelming.
December, it's in the middle of December. It's supposed to be the hottest time ever and I have no idea why it's pouring so severely.
But even as the clock ticks towards the D-Day, the bride is still finding it hard to let go of her dream.
We have a day civil wedding at the Windsor and the whole point is it's a garden day wedding. You don't want to cover it up with a marquee. I mean, that's the last thing I wanted. But you know, sometimes things are just not in my hand, so I just have to let the marquee come up if need be.
Despite the raging rains that have been witnessed the whole week, Raki is determined to have an outdoor parasol setup garden wedding.
My dad just put his foot down and he said, you know what, you don't want a fiddle in the middle. Let's just get the dome in and let's just go with the flow because you really don't want girls with messy hair, makeup all over the place, you know, mud all over their shoes and clothes. It's just not a fancy affair.
The marquee tent is no doubt another unanticipated cost. But it's too late to forfeit the coloured parasols.
If my family's gobsmacked, they're the backbone of my support. If they love it, everybody else is going to love it.
They, however, have no say on the unpredictable and stormy weather and might find it prudent to take up Plan B. Meanwhile, the planner and providers are all at the venue and the final decision must be reached.
We were initially meant to use parasols for this wedding, but because of the rain, I spoke with Pearl and I just told her, why don't we change into tents? She was still not very sure because she would think that the weather would change, it would clear out, there'd be blue skies. But till yesterday, I spoke on Thursday and told her, can we change this? She was like, let's make the decision on Friday. On Friday, I spoke to her, can we make the decision? We made the decision this morning at 7 in the morning is when I was to receive a call and I was told, you know what, we're going to use a dome.
I took very long to make this decision of having a dome tent, only because I was hoping, and I don't know why I was hoping, that the rain would just stop.
But it's Saturday, Raki, the most ideal day for weddings in Kenya. Only Lady Luck can guarantee a marquee tent at this hour.
Before the wedding, we have not gotten tents, we have not gotten, do we know whether they're available? They've not been set up. The dome takes so long to set up, almost half a day to set up, if not going to a day. And she just made the call in the morning. So in the morning had to look, we asked for contacts for people who will give us. Nomadic tents were not available.
I'm a little worried because it's disorientated the entire floor plan. It was supposed to be open, and we've had to make a firm decision to have in a dome tent, so that kind of spoils the image of what I had decided.
The greatest concerns is, apart from the delivery, you can imagine people setting up in the rain, and they have to do it.
After scores of frantic calls to different vendors, the planner and her team finally get a positive response.
I've talked to people. They are even fearing that the space is not enough for their dome. There are 500 people. Kwa hivyo hatutaki kurisk ati kuna space itabakia hapa chini ama hapa juu.
On the other end, the florists and decorators are bent on changing the vast field into an orchard in honor of Raki's father, who is hosting the civil wedding scheduled for tomorrow.
We are doing lots of fruit, which unfortunately we can't put on site today. Seeing as there's so many people walking in and out, I don't think we'll find the flowers, we'll find the fruits. So we will do the structure, the framework. Windsor say their security is great, but there are many other people coming, service providers coming. You cannot guarantee that they'll not pluck a fruit as they walk. I can't take chances. Coming here in the morning to find empty arrangements is going to drive me nuts. So I'd rather just do the basic framework and then tomorrow morning come and finish off with the fruits, come and place the fruits where they're supposed to be.
The whole decoration will have minimal flowers with different kinds of fruits placed in vases and tree branches all around to give an effect as such.
If the parasols don't come up on time, then we can't fix them up on time. So what happens is tomorrow morning when the parasols are done, we may end up coming here and looking like we were late.
Come on to my house,
Fortunately for all the suppliers, the bride's family has been providing lunch and necessities on site, thus ensuring no time is wasted between working hours.
They actually paid for the people who are doing the setup today. They're even paying for their lunch tomorrow for every vendor. So we were treated to a buffet of lunch today.
The dome providers arrive just before sunset, and even though setup begins immediately, they must spare time for the staff who seem to have completely forgotten to disband the tenting used in another event just a day ago.
They said that they were not told that there's a wedding here tomorrow.
Maybe it's just one of the things that can go wrong and goes wrong. But being the professional she is, the planner is sure to get the situation under control.
So all of this that is here is yesterday's setup.
Come on to my house. I'm gonna give you a peach and a pear and I dig your hair. Hey, come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house. I'm gonna give you Easter egg. Come on to my house,
She's far from taking a sigh of relief though. Another storm is brewing in paradise. As the evening approaches, the chair provider is developing cold feet.
They did not want to bring their chairs today. They totally had refused. So what we decided is that we were going to get chairs, foldable chairs from another supplier.
I have one piece of advice for brides. If they're going to take on a vendor, make sure you sign a contract with them. Make sure everything's on a piece of paper before you give a deposit, because otherwise you really don't want to be in tears. It's just horrible.
So it all goes back to the contract.
I mean, they did not have this written. So they would say this and they say, Rupal knows this. But you know what? When I come in and I'm asking what is meant to be done here, they say Rupal knows.
Just as the planner is considering calling in a new vendor, the initial provider changes their mind, albeit half-heartedly.
They changed and said, you know what? It's okay, we can deliver today. because they were saying, oh, their chairs need to be safe, and we're like, Shavari chairs are coming. Marion has been so good, and she was like, they're bringing their chairs today and they'll be here, which is just what the bride wanted for her peace of mind.
But the provider is not letting the planner dismiss them so easily.
They just say, if you're going to take another supplier, you have to forfeit your whole deposit. Then I asked them, where is it written? They don't have a contract. They just say, you know it. You can't stand that. I mean, you can't stand in a court of law and say, I know it.
Well, that was a near miss. And the planner cannot emphasize enough the importance of a detailed contract.
I think it's because I took this on too late, so I did not handle it too well at that particular point.
It's time for all to get down to teamwork and bring to life Raki's Fruitopia-themed garden wedding. But as it stands, everything will be running deep into the night.
The people are just setting up the dome. We've heard that it's going to take around 3 hours. So now being around 6:30, maybe by around 9 o'clock, 9:30, hopefully we should be done.
The setup takes up the early hours of the evening and deep into the night.
Then tomorrow morning by 7, we'll have people here because we need everything else coming up. Our function starts at 11, and before then, by at least 9:30, everything should be done.
The bride finally heeds to the weather and gives up on the colored parasols. They will be sheltered under the marquee to counter the rains. It's been a full day of challenges. The planner has handled each without losing her grip, and despite the long day, they all go home optimistic of tomorrow. Coming up on Princess Diaries Bollywood Style Part 3, tranquility and serenity as dreams, art and skills transform Raki's wedding venue into an orchard.
Full of fun seems to be the ideal.
Hi, I am Masi Kathuri, a certified wedding planner. I recently graduated from the Wedding Members Business Academy. The certification has added a higher level of performance for myself, resulting into higher profits for my business. I have been able to learn what to charge my clients and what to be able to give back so that I can get more profits. The certification has also increased my peer recognition, knowing that they are dealing with a professional like themselves. It has also given me the self-confidence and credibility as I deal with my customers. And finally, it has increased my self-esteem, knowing that I am certified, I am properly trained, and I am different from others. This is a course I would strongly recommend to anyone intending to become an established wedding planner or anyone who is even a planner and would want to brush up their skills.
Call 0722 480068 or visit www.samanthasbridal.co.ke. October intake ongoing.
Finally, it's the morning of Raki and Satwinder's civil wedding ceremony. The venue is a beehive of activity as every vendor strives to give the best.
What a difference a day made. 24 little hours. What the sun and the
I left at 9 o'clock. Then the parasols came in a little bit later. The chairs came in a little. There's some the Shavari chairs also came in a bit later because they were in another function. but they also couldn't do a lot of setup because it started raining, like seriously raining.
With the earlier dispute over the foldable chairs settled, the supplier is keen to show off their prowess, and so is the setup team.
Maggie's here with her fruits and she's already started doing the fruit setup. The chair.
Nights all through, dear. Since you said you were mine, Lord, what a difference a day makes. There's a rainbow.
Meanwhile, back home, Raki is up and ready for her day.
See, I'm feeling that, something big is happening today, and I hope it all goes well. I'm just about to go off to the makeup lady, get my hair done, my makeup done, get dressed. By the time I come back, everybody at home should be ready, and we should all be ready to proceed to the venue.
Before me, skies above can't be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, that thrilling kiss, it's heaven when you.
Oh wow, I'm so happy.
It's nice.
It's really nice.
What a difference.
I've told her to dress me up as well, and once you see how I look, I think you'll understand what I'm saying with the whole Indian fusion, modern classic look that comes with the registry day. Because it's a fruit theme, it's a day theme, I've decided to go with day colors like purple, green, blue, very vibrant colors because it's a day party. It's a designer piece that I've got from Mumbai, India. Sabyasachi, he's known for his traditional, but he does a mix of kitsch, so it becomes modern, but he interprets his traditional Indian stitching, embroidery in his garments. The entire wedding week, all the girls of the family are going to be doing similar put-ups, and I like the 60s theme. I've always loved the 60s theme. So that's a high bun, a high petal leaf upput. So I'm really looking forward.
Very, very royal in a modern way.
And that day colors.
Yeah. Peacock.
And your daddy's little girl. You're the end of the rainbow, my pot of gold.
I've been indoors all this time, and as soon as I step out of the car, what do I see? Grey clouds. I'm not happy. That's really annoying me now. So I had a word with my sister, and she said, you know what, are you going to let the rain bother your big day, or are you just going to let it go? So that was quite a smart thing she said to me, and it took me, I think, a couple of good half an hour to decide that, you know what, if it rains, it's meant to rain, just let it go. I can't hold on to the rain. I can't find an excuse, to have a problem in the wedding day. Why not just let it go the way it's going? I'm sure it's all going to turn out good. So I go back home and everybody's ready. Everybody seems so excited. I'm a little bit nervous now because I'm ready and I've got to go to the venue. I'm looking forward to seeing the venue. So we're off to the venue now, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the whole floor looks, how the whole layout looks.
The end of the rainbow.
At the garden venue, the transformation is now complete, giving way to a serene, calm, and fresh-looking orchard. The cocktail area is almost ready. Guests will mingle over bites and drinks before the wedding starts.
A star on the tree, you're the Easter bunny.
And the hotel staff is busy laying the tables for the feast that will follow the signing of Raki and Sati's vows. Being the host, Raki's family walks in a little earlier and takes time to ensure their princess gets a pleasant surprise.
Oh my god. Wow, 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 wow. Look at this. I can't believe it. It's so beautiful. I can't breathe. I can't. Mercy, I can't breathe. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? Look at this. Beautiful. Oh my god, it's mind-blowing.
Oh, wonderful. Your
fruit. 11:15. Guests are arriving. Something is amiss. The program reads cocktail, but as it appears, setup for the same is still underway.
We're just doing some quick arrangement. There was some miscommunication between the glassons and the barman. But I hope in the next 10 minutes it will be there.
As he explains, the staff had understood the cocktail hour to come after the wedding, like is the culture in most weddings. The bride, oblivious of the miscommunication, is sheltered away in her own fairy world. The groom and his family arrive a few minutes later, and like is the Indian tradition, the bride's family forms a receiving line to welcome them. 11:45, and the lapse is contained. The guests can get down to small talk and cocktail to the delight of all present.
It's fantastic here.
We already have a few guests there, so I'm unlucky I can't actually go and pop in and have a look at the view. So I've been told you actually have to remain in a cottage because we don't want everybody seeing the bride. And I've just seen that the whole group has come, and they really come like bubbly, lively. I can see Sati looks absolutely gorgeous and handsome. The rest of his crew also look very remarkably well dressed.
Night is young, the skies are clear, and if you want to go walking, dear, it's delightful, it's delicious, it's lovely. I understand the reason why you're sentimental, 'cause so am I. It is delightful, it is delicious, it's lovely. I can tell at a glance what a swell night this is for romance. Hear dear Mother Nature murmuring low, let yourself go, so please be sweet, my chickadee. When I kiss you, just say to me, it's delightful, it's delicious, it's delectable, it's delirious, it's dilemma, it's the limit, it's deluxe, it's still lovely. Time marches on.
The suppliers take advantage of the cocktail hour to finish up on the reception setup.
It's delicious and it's still lovely. Life seems sweet, so we decide it's in the bag to get unified. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's still lovely. See the crowd at the church, see that proud parson plopped in his perch, get the sweet beat of that organ pealing our doom. Here goes the groom, boom, how they cheer, how they smile as we go galloping down.
The bride will be walked down by a girls-only lineup and meet her father midway, who will then present her to the waiting groom.
Lovely. To the pop of champagne, off we hop in our plush little plane till a bright light through the darkness cozily calls. Niagara Falls, all's well, my love and life's complete. And what a beautiful bridal suite. It's the Rousey, it's the Remy, it's the Rhapsody, it's the Reverie, it's the Royal, it's the Regal, it's the Ritz, it's the lovely, it's the lovely, it's the lovely. The lovely. Down as man and wife to solve the riddle of married life. It is delightful, it's delicious, and it's the lovely. Life is sweet and we have no cares. We're just a couple of honey bears. It's delightful, it's delicious, it is the lovely. All's as right as can be, till one night at our window I see an absurd bird with a bundle hung on his nose. Get baby close, those eyes of yours fill with joy when nurse appears and cries, it's a boy. He's appealing, he's appalling, he's a pollywog, he's a paragon, he's a Popeye, he's a panic, he's a pip, and he's a prince of a lad. He's the lovely, he's the lovely, he's the lovely. Shoo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Shoo-doo-da-doo-da-doo-da-doo-da-doo-da-doo. Ba-doo-da-dee-doo-da. Ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-da. Ba-doo-doo-dee-doo-da. Ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. He's the lovely, he's the lovely, he is the lovely.
As is demanded by the Constitution of Kenya, the civil registry is presided over by a representative from the AG's office.
Today, I am ready to make somebody a husband and another a wife. I make families. I don't break them. And I'm just about to give you some evidence to that effect. That applies to your union today.
Words poetic, I'm so pathetic that I always have found it best.
That you, Satvina, wish, or rather you're here today because you wish to become a legal husband to Raki. Yes or no? Yes. I thought you would say no. No no's today. Is it true that Raki, you are a wife to Satvina? Yes. Yes. So we can go on with the ceremony. By the public taking of those vows, Satvina and you, Raki, you are now legally married to each other.
You're the Nile, you're the Tower of Pisa. You're the smile.
The groom slips on his bride's finger the wedding ring and both her engagement rings from the proposal and the official engagement.
A flop, but if baby I'm the bottom, you're the top. You're the bob. You're like Sarah singing. You're the bob. You're like yardbird swinging. You're the miner's gong. You're the greatest song that Extana ever sung. You're a Moscow view. You're awesome.
Exactly 2 p.m. The bride's niece marks the end of the official ceremony with a special dedication to her auntie just before the photo session and reception under the marquee. Again, both families and friends form a receiving line to greet and congratulate the newlyweds.
You're the top. You're the art museum. You're a melody from a symphony by Strauss.
The groom's family surprises him with a brand new car as a wedding gift.
It was just a complete surprise. And I'm not good with surprises. So I think at that point I just couldn't control my emotion. I was just completely taken by literally. Number one, I've just exchanged my vows with the woman I love. I'm basically married now. And the next thing, I'm getting this car, which is completely not expected. It's a car I've always liked from the day one, from the time it was launched. So for me, it was just complete. I could not believe it. I just could not. I couldn't even recollect my thoughts at the time. In fact, for the next, I think 15 minutes after that, I was still shocked.
But baby, on the bottom, you're the top.
Everybody's got smiles on their face. Thank God it stopped raining. That was my biggest worry. The first thing I see as I'm entering the reception area is my pink parasol. That is a high table for Sati and myself, and remarkably, it's just the two of us on the high table, and it looks absolutely pretty pink.
You're the greatest song that Extana ever sung. You're a Moscow view, you're oh so cool, you're Lester Young. You're the high.
We've come to know one another so well that we have an understanding that goes beyond words. My parents have loved this little girl from the day she was born. And Mom will be very, very proud of her little princess and is showering all her blessings on her today.
She got me really touched with her speech. I am going to miss her, but I know she's only a phone call away, so it's tough.
The guests are entertained by live performances, and the waitstaff serving in the open bar ensure a free flow of drinks.
Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too.
They've done an amazing tune.
What a fantastic reception you had for us. Great setting. The ceremony down there with the lake in the background was really good. I think all of us thoroughly enjoyed it, and all of us are going to have very fond memories of this afternoon today. Thank you for your hospitality. Thank you very much.
Beautiful speech, short and sweet, right to the point. I loved it. We've got this luscious hybrid strawberries, we've got the grapes. He's got his eyes on those. It's not the cake that he's worried about. And, he's got a real sweet tooth. Hence the Fruitopia theme.
Believing life was only a bitter tragic joke, have found with you the meaning of existence, my love. I, who was lost and lonely, believing life was only a bitter tragic joke, have found...
They then opened the floor with their first dance.
I'm a very lucky bride to have two single dances with my husband.
दिल का ये क्या राज है, जाने क्या कर गए, जैसे अंधेरों में तुम चांदनी भर गए।
It was just perfect. I think at that time, just holding her, just going around the dance floor, everybody watching you, was just awesome.
It was a lovely day. It was worth the stress. Guys are still dancing, guys are still enjoying themselves amidst the drama yesterday, the delays. Today was an awesome day.
I'm very happy, especially because of the marquee. I was a bit worried that it might spoil the whole show of the day, but I'm ecstatic. I had a really good day.
Reading my vows to her, holding her hand, putting in the ring, that to me was just myself and I, that's it.
It was a beautiful civil service day. It was a big I do day, and it's done. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the week.
6:30 p.m. and the beautiful ceremony is winding up. Sadly for the bride, she can't leave with her now legal husband until the last ceremony. As the florist reveals, the remaining fruit will later be donated to charity. Unfortunately, behind all this grandeur, something was horribly wrong, as Raki explains in retrospect.
On the actual day, I was very disappointed because they had time to actually set up. My event started at 11, and at 11:45, they're still setting up the bar. I mean, I've got guests coming in, it doesn't look good. Food was completely disorganized. Me being the bride and the groom, our waiter told us that the prawns were finished. I mean, there was no limit on any prawns, so how can they be finished when we've already paid the majority of the money? When my toast was done, they had been informed and they had agreed upon that they were going to have glasses filled, ready with waiters on each and every table. So you don't waste alcohol. Not only that, everybody has a toast available ready, not like, oh, you're looking to open a bottle or stuff. And that didn't happen. That just really disappointed me. There was a point I was going to throw a fit. The whole idea of doing a toast is not that you're doing it in solidarity with your husband. It's to celebrate with the rest of your guests. That only doesn't give a bad image of it also gives a bad image of the host that night. That, oh, these guys, they didn't even bother opening up the bottle for us, or they didn't get waiters for us to open it. It's just terrible. If you're in this industry, you need to be spot on. There are other people that are available who will give you spectacular service here in Nairobi.
For Raki and Sati, the celebration has just begun. In the week that follows, the respective families will hold different cultural and religious ceremonies. From a 1,500 guest dinner and a Mendi party for the bride, to the groom's Jago and Monster Night, and a Maya ceremony to ward off evil ahead of the wedding. Join us in the next show as we celebrate Raki and Sati's religious and cultural ceremonies in a myth-breaking and insightful episode. And just before we end the show, we are happy to congratulate the winners in the just-ended Samantha's Bridal Wedding Expo. 5 5 soon-to-be brides won a fully paid leisure trip to South Africa, courtesy of South Africa Tourism.
Entry, 1 Gazette entry, that is what I did. Can you imagine? That is God. I want to go to SA, shop my dress. So many things. My things for my wedding.
The lucky brides will each be accompanied by 2 of their best friends in a trip that will see them tour famous destinations and tourist attractions across South Africa. In a raffle that allowed best friends to participate and win on behalf of the brides, ladies confessed to buying numerous copies of the Standard newspaper and Samantha's bridal wedding magazine, where the coupons were published.
I went and bought newspapers worth 2,000 Kenya shillings just to ensure I'm in the competition.
Another lucky couple won a free honeymoon to Mauritius and a 5-night stay at the 5-star Long Beach Hotel, all sponsored by Air Mauritius. The Fairmont Mount Kenya Safari Club also presented a romantic weekend getaway at the Scenic Hotel to yet another winning bride.
We are so happy we have won the weekend getaway. Perfect timing for our honeymoon, a good way to start. We are so happy. Yeah, Fairmont. Thank you.
The whole event turned to be a winners galore as scores of attendants walked away with various gifts ranging from kitchenware to wedding packages. Samantha's Bridal wishes to congratulate the winners while appreciating all in attendance. As we look forward to more pleasant surprises and giveaways in the next Samantha's Bridal Wedding Fair February 2014, our special thanks to the sponsors, South Africa Tourism, Air Mauritius, Fairmont Mount Kenya Safari Club, KTN and Standard Group. What are your sentiments regarding today's show? Please share them with us on the ongoing interactive chat on our Facebook fan page, Samantha's Bridal. Follow us on Twitter at sbridal_Kenya or log on to www.samanthasbridal.co.ke. Discussions are going on now.
And if you wanna go walking, dear, it's delightful, it's delicious, it's lovely. I understand the reason why you're sentimental, 'cause so am I. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's lovely. You can tell at a glance what a swell night this is for romance. You can hear dear Mother Nature murmuring low. Let yourself go, so please be sweet, my chickadee. And when I kiss you, just say to me, it's delightful, it's delicious, it's delectable, it's delirious, it's dilemma, it's the limit, it's deluxe, it's delightful.